Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be discussing geometric progression. So if I say GP, I'm referring to geometric progression. When a sequence has a constant ratio between successive terms, it is called geometric progression. A constant is called the common ratio. For example, we have 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. What is between them is multiplication. 1 times 2 will give us 2. 2 times 2 will give you 4. 4 times 2 will give you 8. 8 times 2 will give you 16. 16 times 2 will give you 32. Common ratio. Unlike for AP, we have common difference. The difference between the successive numbers, the successive terms, that means you are adding those successive numbers with a common difference. That is for AP. But this time around, for GP, it's actually multiplication that is in between them. So you have to take note of that. If you have not seen our video on arithmetic progression, kindly check this YouTube channel. It will refresh your memory. So that is one of the basic difference in AP and GP. For AP we use common difference, for GP we use common ratio. And now we have, this is the formula for GP, for geometric progression. This is the formula. Nth term equals AR raised to power n minus 1. That is the formula for geometric progression, where our nth is our nth term, our A is our first term, our R is our common ratio, our N is our number of terms. It is very key we understand these things so that we will apply them as we solve questions. So let's dive straight into solving the question so that we can apply this formula. We have some questions here. The first question says determine the 10th term of the series. We have 3, 6, 12, 24. Now look at this question. The question did not specify that if this is AP or this is GP. So how are you going to know if this is AP or GP? Now let's add what we have here. If they are constant, that is AP. But if you multiply what we have here, if they are constant, that is GP. So we say 6 minus 3 will give us 3. 12 minus 6 will it give us 3? No, it will give us 6. 24 minus 12 will it give us 3? No, it will give us 12. So let's multiply and see. 3 times 2 will give us 6. 6 times 2 will give us 12. 12 times 2 will give us 24. That means what we have here is common ratio, not common difference. So our common ratio here is what? 2. Let's bring out our formula. This is our formula. So now we'll be able to establish the fact that we have our first term here, which is what? Let's check. That's the first term. Our first term is 3. Beautiful. Our common ratio, we'll be able to establish it to be 2 from here. 3 times 2, 6. 6 times 2, 12. 12 times 2, 24. Beautiful. Now our number of terms we have to determine the 10th term. Our number of terms is 10. That's what we are asked to. We are asked to look for the 10th term. So having done that, let's impute our parameters into our formula. This is our formula. Our first term is 3. Our common ratio is what? Our common ratio is 2. Beautiful. Our number of terms, we have to look for the 10th term, is 10. So with this, we'll be able to get our nth term. So 10 minus 1 here will give us what? 9. Awesome. Because this power belongs to this alone. So 2 raised to power 9 will give us what? 512. Because we say 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 2, 16, 16 times 2, 32. That's how you multiply it out to 9 places. So it will give you 512. Give you 512. You're actually multiplying by 3. Beautiful. So that's our nth term. So if you bring that to calculator and punch, (512) times 3, that should give you 1,536. Beautiful. So that's our 10th term. That's our 10th term. So if you follow this series, this is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10, like that. If you are multiplying 2 times 3 times 2, 6, 6 times 2, 12, 12 times 2, 24, 24 times 2, 48. If you continue like that on to the 10th term, you definitely get 1,536. So let's go straight to question number 2. So we say solution number 2. Beautiful. So let's get the question. The question says the first term of a GP is 4. That's our A. And the sixth term is 128. Determine the 8th and the 11th term. Now look at this question. You have been given your first term, which is 4. You have been given your n to be what? To be 6. You have been given your nth term to be 128. But you are not giving your common ratio. So you use all this value to get your common ratio. Once you're able to get your common ratio, so you can now answer the question. They say you should determine the 8th term and you should determine the 11th term. So let's get the common ratio first. Like to go by this now, we have been giving this nth term, we have been giving our first term, we are not giving common ratio, we are giving number of terms. So with that, we can get our common ratio. And after getting that, we can now look for 8th term, we can look for 11th term. So let's quickly do that. Beautiful. Now, like I said, we are given our first term to be 4. We are not given common ratio. We don't know. We are given number of terms to be 6. And we are given our nth term to be what? 128. Beautiful. Now, with all these parameters, we can insert it into our formula and get our common ratio. Then we can now answer the question that they're asking from us. So let's quickly do that. This is our formula. We are given n to be what? 6. So we are not given r, we are given a to be what? 4. Beautiful. And we are given our nth term to be what? 128. Beautiful. Now with this, there's a 6 minus 1 will give us what? So this power will be what? 5. Beautiful. So first thing first, let's remove this 4 beside our 5. So we'll divide both sides by 4. That's the first thing we're going to do. Let's divide both sides divide both sides by what? By 4. So let's get a template. Awesome. So with this, you can now say we have 128 here. We're actually dividing by 4. We have 4r raised to power 5 here. Okay, let me see if we can get just this. I'm trying to see. Okay, if that is the case, let's get a template. Beautiful. Raised to power 5. So, and we are dividing by 4. Awesome. So having done that, our 4 can cancel out. That we actually want to get our common ratio, our R, because without it, we cannot solve what the question is actually asking from us. So let's just get this as a template. Awesome. So now that our 4 has cancelled out, we are left with what? R raised to power 5. So we can now bring out our calculator and punch 128 divided by 4, it will give us what? 32. Awesome. Now we're actually looking for R, not R raised to power 5. So what can we do? We are going to fifth root both sides. That's what we're going to do, so that our fifth root can cancel this raised to power 5. So let's fifth root both sides. That's what we're going to do. So let's fifth root both sides. So what do I mean by that? Both sides. Let's make use of this. Awesome. So here we're going to have 32, because we want to fifth root, and here we have r raised to power 5. Beautiful. So this is what we mean. We'll fifth root both sides, such that this 5 can cancel out this fifth root completely. Also, so we are left with our r. We are left with our r, which is equal to, so the fifth root of 32. That means what number are you going to times? 5 times that will give you 32. So it's 2. 2. So if you times 2 5 times, it should give you 32. 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 16 times 2, 32. That's 5 times. 2 into 5 places will give you what? 32. So we'll be able to get our common ratio. And in the question, we've been given our first term to be 4. Awesome. So we can now answer the question. What is the question asking from us? To determine the 8th term and to determine the. So let's determine the 8th term first. So to determine the eighth term, that's the first thing. By implication, it means we now know our first term to be what? We are given in the question to be 4. Oh, let's check. This is it. The first term of a geometric progression is 4. We know our first term to be 4. So having done that, we know our common ratio now. We've been able to come up with our common ratio to be what? To be 2. Awesome. So what's next? We've been given n. This is our 8th term. We're actually looking for our 8th term. This is our n to be what? 8. Beautiful. So having gotten that, we can now look for what? We are looking for our 8th term. 8th term. So let's bring down our formula. Beautiful. So now we know our n to be what? 8. We know our r to be what? 2. We know our a to be what? 4. Beautiful. So with this, we can see 8 minus 1 will give us what? 7. Beautiful. So with this, we can say 2 raised to power 7, that is, we are multiplying 2 into 7 places. That will give us 128. 2 raised to power 7 will give us 128. So we now have 4 times 128. Beautiful. So if you multiply 4 times 128, bring that to your calculator and punch 4 times 128, you should have 512. 512. Beautiful. So that's our nth term. That's our nth term for 8th term. Call that that's our 8th term, 512. So let's determine our 11th term, because that's the second thing. Question says we should determine the 8th term and the 11th term. So let's determine the 11th term. It's 11. Beautiful. So let's come up with our formula. Awesome. Now know our n to be what? 11. Now our common ratio to be what? 2. We know our first term to be what? 4. Beautiful. 11 minus 1 will give us what? 10. So 2 raised to the power 10 . Awesome. Okay. 2 raised to the power 10 will give us what? 1024. Beautiful. So if you multiply 1024 times 4, it will give you 4096. So that's our final answer. You can always pause, rewind this video for better clarification and understanding. If you have any issue with this video or any of our video, kindly help drop a comment in the comment section. We will reply as soon as we can. Help us like this video and help us subscribe to this YouTube channel, My Simple Maths. And don't forget to press the notification bell so that you can always receive notification from us whenever we post a new video. Thank you.